Hey guys, welcome back. Now, in this video, we're going to be answering a very important question for all crypto investors. When is the best time to buy crypto to maximize profits? In the world of investing, they say that the money is made when you buy, not when you sell. And so getting in at the right price can be the difference between a relatively stress-free experience and constantly being underwater and checking the prices every 2 minutes. Now, this video was actually inspired by a comment made by Plan B, creator of the stock to flow model, who said, the best thing you could have done would be to buy Bitcoin 6 months before the Bitcoin halving and then sell it 18 months after. And so instead of just accepting this, I thought I would dig into the data and see for myself, because 6 months before the next Bitcoin halving is literally next month. And what I actually found was very surprising. So for all the people who would like to know when the best time to buy crypto is, you too will know by the end of this video. Ready? Let's do this. So here we are, and we are looking at Bitcoin's price, as Bitcoin is the index for the crypto market. And when Bitcoin booms, the entire crypto market booms. When Bitcoin crashes, the entire crypto crashes even harder. So Bitcoin is still the best to do analysis from. And this is the big picture view of the crypto market. And I've penciled in some things which we'll look at in a second. But it's not very useful when we see that we have these massive, super high prices here, and historically it looks like Bitcoin has done absolutely nothing. So what we're going to do is just make this super simple. So let's just change this to a log chart, and this way when we take a look at the entire market, it now shows it in 10x moves, so we can actually see what's going on. In fact, if we change this to monthly, now we get to see crypto in its entirety, and it's now we can see very clear cycles. We've got cycle number 1, cycle number 2, and cycle number 3, and this in one big glorious picture. Now, what I did was firstly mark in the Bitcoin halving events. So this is the one coming up next year. This was the previous here, and this was the first one. Then the claim was that the very best time to buy Bitcoin was 6 months before. So these yellow flags have been marked in 6 months before to see what happened then. So we'll dig into that in a second. And then the orange flags, I've actually put in the previous market bottom. So already you'll notice that these yellow flags don't hold up. So let's just dig into each cycle and see what we can learn. So firstly, the very first one, let's just zoom in and see what was going on. So this is the first Bitcoin halving. We then marked in 6 months previous, which was about here. And in this month, the low point was about here. And amazingly, this is when Bitcoin was $5. Can you imagine getting in at $5? But as mentioned, 6 months prior was actually not the very best time to buy. The best time to buy was in November here, where it had come down to $2. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In fact, this was 6 months before. And then best time to buy was another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. So in fact, the very best time to buy in this cycle was 12 months before. Now, 6 months before is still historically, going back of actually what happened, it's still a very good time to buy, but I'd say maybe the second best time. And then it went on a crazy run from $2 all the way up to $1,100. So ridiculous gains made here. Okay, now let's move on to the next cycle, cycle number 2, and let's see what happened here. So again, this is the next halving. Then going back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the proposed best time to buy. But as we can see, the very best time to buy in this cycle was in this month here, January, and the price had bottomed out at $150. And when exactly was this? You have to go back another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's your 12 months. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is actually 18 months. So 18 months would have been best, but this was just one wick down. So probably the low was around, you had about 6, 7, 8 months to get the price around this level, and this was about 12 months before. And then when we look at 6 months prior, again, this looks like the second best time to buy. So obviously it went on another crazy run. So 6 months before would be, again, a good time to buy, but not the best. So in this one, it's 12 to 18 months. And this time it went from $150 all the way to just under 20,000. So an amazing run there. Right, cycle number 3. And what do we see on this one? So halving happened here. And if we count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, time was here. And the best time in this month, you would have got in about here. But again, the very, very best time to buy in this cycle was here. So you'd have to go back another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's your 12 months. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost again 18 months. So closer to a year and a half before to get the very, very best price. And when it comes to 6 months before, which was here, in this month, you could have got it at a very good price, but again, not the best. So it's the same pattern. 6 months before historically is a very good time to buy, maybe the second best time to buy around these levels, but best time 12 to 18 months before. And then finally, we've just gone through this last crash, and this is how it looks right now. So the next halving event is scheduled for April next year, meaning 6 months before is actually here, and this is next month. So if history repeats, this is looking again like the second best time to buy, because you have to go back further to get the absolute best. So this time it looks like it's bottomed out around the 15,000. And you'd have to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's your 12 month. So this is your 1 year. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So weirdly enough, this is a pattern that keeps repeating. Although it's not many data points, it is a bit weird how it's pretty much working out the same each time. This is exactly a year and a half before. So this is going to be very useful to know once we get 6, 12 months down the line, as we can now base our buying and selling off the halvings. And it looks like for this cycle, which is the most useful for people, it looks like the pattern is repeating. The very best time to buy was actually 18 months before, and it looks like the second best time, which is around this range of 24 to 30, obviously extremely volatile. This is going to be like a second best chance. And again, if history repeats, it's going to be going above 100,000. So that answers the question, when is the best time to buy? Now, when is the best time to sell? So let's just cover this as well. So when is the best time to sell? Let's just quickly do this and we'll see. So in the first one, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So pretty much 1 year after the halving. That is the first one. Second time, it is July 2. July, there's your 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is pretty much 18 months after for the second one. Third cycle, this is in May. So if we get back to May, April, May, so this is your 12-month period. Now, this month was extremely volatile. If you'd caught it right, it would have been an excellent time to sell. But then we also got a second chance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and weirdly enough, 18 months. So this 12-month and 18-month pattern I can see is repeating and repeating. So we had 12 months, 18 months and 18 months. So when it comes to be selling next time, just be aware as 1 year after the halving, this is when we need to start paying attention. But I'll certainly, once we're about 18 months past, if history repeats, this will be the very best time to sell. So just bear that in mind. So let's finish up with the main takeaways from this analysis. If you recall, this was all based off a comment made by Plan B, the creator of the stock to flow model, who said the best thing we could do is to buy Bitcoin 6 months before the halving and then sell it 18 months after. And good job we actually dug into this, because what we actually found was the very best time to buy would be when Bitcoin launched back in 2008. But this is not very useful right now. So based off the data we have, the very best time to buy Bitcoin and crypto would actually be 18 months before the Bitcoin halving event. We found that 6 months before is actually like a second chance. It's good, but not the best. And the very best time to buy is in the worst fear and panic crashes. It's actually when everybody is trying to get out of crypto, and every cell in your body also wants to do the same. So obviously, very hard to do. And so, unfortunately, the very best time to buy in this next cycle has already passed. But the second best time, 6 months before, is actually next month in November. And finally, yes, the best time to sell appears to be 12 to 18 months after the halving. And finally, just remember that this is all based off a very small data set of 2 to 3 cycles, not 200 years like we'd get with something like the bond market. So betting your life savings on this would be classed as very high risk. So there you are, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Now tell me, what do you think about these findings? Let me know below. However, just remember to get rid of 100% of the comment spam and trading bots that plague YouTube comments. We are trying out the new SuperThanks commenting system. So to get your question or comment read and replied to, or just to say thanks, then use SuperThanks below. And for now, just to say, if you did enjoy anything in the video, then drop a like, and a big thank you to everyone who does, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.